All right, last section. We want to be able to manipulate complex numbers, and we're going to start with addition, which is really easy because all you need to do is add the real portion and add the imaginary portions, and then you leave the imaginary with an I. Now, if you want to try this first, by all means pause the video. Otherwise, here we go. So if I want to take the sum of Z and W in this first example here, I need to write it out as a sum. Now, it's going to help a lot if I regroup things. So what I've done here is I've taken the 2 and the -3, that's my real. I've taken the 3 and the 4, and that's my imaginary. And then just like any other numbers, we go ahead and simplify. 2 and -3 is going to give me -1 as my real, and -3 and 4 is 7 for the imaginary. Second question, same thing. I need to write it down as a sum. So I end up with the sum of Z plus W, and I'm going to do that grouping again. I'm going to look at the real part of Z, which is -1, and the real part of W, which is 2. And then separately, I'll look at the imaginary part of Z, which is -4i, and the imaginary part of W, which is -1. And I'm going to rewrite those grouped together. Now, obviously, you can do the sum in your head if you'd like, but you make less mistakes this way. -1 and 2 gives me +1 as my real. -4 and -1 gives me -5 as my imaginary part. And guess what? Subtracting is identical, except hey, we're subtracting. So we're going to take the two real numbers, we're going to put them together in the form of subtraction. And what that means is I'm going to take the real parts and subtract them, A minus C. And I'm going to take the imaginary parts, B and D, and subtract those. Super easy. Ready ho. You guys, your turn. If you're fast enough, you're going to pause the video and do it yourself. And now we have our solution. We've grouped the real, grouped the imaginary. And then we're going to simplify our solutions. And the final solution here is going to be -7. And be careful with that double negative, it becomes +7i. Second one, pause the video. And when you come back, this is how we're setting it up. So we're going to subtract the two equations. Now I put the 0 in, you don't have to, but it does remind you that there doesn't happen to be a real part. And we're going to subtract the imaginary parts. Grouping those together, we get -5 minus 0, and we get -3 minus 7. And our result will be -5 minus 10i. I do believe you are experts now. Now do notice here, I had the plus a negative here, which isn't very elegant. Whenever possible, rewrite that. Much nicer to leave it as minus. This part here seems a little bit obvious, but as you get into some of the other questions, you'll see why I've explained it here. But if I give you a complex number, a plus bi, and I tell you that it is equal to a second complex number, and then let's say this one is negative 3 plus 5i, what that means is that I can equate coefficients. I can say that the real part a from z is equal to the real part of w, and I can say the imaginary part from z, which is b, will give me the imaginary part of w, which is 5. All right, here's a nice problem that deals with this concept of comparing coefficients. I see that the 2 and the y are both real, and I'm going to compare them to that 4 on the other side of the equal sign. I see that the x and the negative 7 are the imaginary parts compared to the imaginary part of 3. So if I take my equation and I regroup it, I've got my real parts put together, and I have my imaginary parts put together. So that means that the 2 plus y is going to be the 4, and the x minus 7 will be equal to the 3, which means I can create a couple of equations, really simple linear equations, and solve them. So what I know is 2 plus y equals 4, and x minus 7 is 3. Really simple solving. I'm going to move that 2 over to the other side. So instead of plus 2, it becomes a minus 2. And in this equation here, I end up with y is 4 minus 2, or 2. Over here, I've got a negative 7, so I'm going to add it to the other side. And when I go 3 plus 7, I end up with x is 10.